All right, so the big news with the Jets and the Packers, and I was told it was going to happen on Friday, and this would be after the first round, and instead they wanted to get it done now. The Packers certainly did, and here is their GM, Brian Gutekunst, addressing that.
Brian, how important was it to get this done before Friday?
It was very important for us. I think, wouldn't have been the end of the world, but at the same time, I think it would have certainly changed things quite a bit. So getting it done ahead of time was important. I just think certainly the capital for this year, was very important, certainly more valuable than future stuff. So for our football team, so there was a number of reasons, but that's why.
Yeah, and I was told that the Jets didn't want to give up their first-round pick. As it turned out, they just swapped first-round picks, and then the Packers move up a couple of spots. But this GM, Brian Gutekunst, his legacy is going to be attached to this trade, but also drafting Jordan Love. We're going to remember him, good or bad, for these situations here. Because you can say, did you waste Aaron Rodgers' last 3 years there by taking Jordan Love in the first round? And are the Packers probably going after a skill position player in the first round this year for Jordan Love? Rodgers leaves, and then they're going to draft probably a tight end if they're going to. There's a couple of tight ends with first-round grades here. And then you have the Jets situation. The Jets have a wonderful defense, top 5 defense, and one of the worst, if not the worst, offenses last year. You put Aaron Rodgers in there with skilled position players, and they almost made the playoffs. You got a good running back. You got good wide receivers. And this is all going to come down to the offensive line. If you're on that Jets offensive line, you might be the difference between a really, really good season and maybe a less than stellar, spectacular season. Protecting Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers doesn't have to do everything. And at 39, he probably can't. But the framework is there to be a contender this year. Are they the Kansas City Chiefs? No, but they have a better defense than Kansas City. Are they the Bengals? Pretty close. And maybe they are going to be better than the Bengals. Buffalo Bills are going to take a step back, in my opinion. The Miami Dolphins, boy, that hinges on a quarterback there. And that's a big hinge on a quarterback there. The Baltimore Ravens, that hinges on a quarterback right now. And if you're wondering, and I know you are, DraftKings has the odds for the Jets to win the Super Bowl. The Jets are currently tied with the Cowboys for the 6th best odds to win the Super Bowl at plus 1,400. That's not bad, but the odds to win the East, the Bills, then the Jets, then the Dolphins, and then the Patriots. Speaking of which, this is why I thought the Patriots would do something to be relevant, because it's a nondescript team. You think of the Patriots, you think of Bill Belichick. Well, that's good when you have Tom Brady and some other people there, but you don't have that anymore. And that's why I thought that maybe they would try to get Lamar Jackson. But if you're going to stay with Mac Jones, you're probably going to be the 4th best team in that division. But the Jets, reason to celebrate. You haven't had this situation in a long, 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 long time. Maybe never. You've never had this. I mean, you won a Super Bowl with Joe Namath. You've had quarterbacks who were pretty good. I mean, Favre started out pretty good when he went to the Jets that one year. Chad Pennington has been a serviceable quarterback. Testaverde in there. I mean, we're going back, quite a bit. Ken O'Brien. You've had some quarterbacks who were okay. You need an all-pro quarterback, not a Pro Bowl quarterback. You need an all-pro performance here from Aaron Rodgers. And this is Super Bowl or bust. I can't imagine they're saying, well, this is a 2-year process, because you're not guaranteed a second year with Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers wanted to go there. I know that there were whispers, rumors, innuendos that maybe the Niners would swoop in here. I was told that wasn't serious, but the Niners have monitored everything. I was told this yesterday. The Niners have monitored everything, including Lamar Jackson. They've explored that, or at least looked at it. They kicked the tires on that. And of course you should do that. Always try to improve. But with the Jets, they went all in. I think the Packers did as well as you could possibly do in this situation. But now it's up to Jordan Love. And Jordan Love does have a good roster here. They got some skilled position players. They got some receivers. And Love will be working with those receivers. He's established a relationship with those receivers. You got running backs there. But your division is a little bit tougher than it has been in the past because the Lions are the best team right now. The Vikings are probably a 9-win team. Bears, they're not competitive yet. And then you have the Packers. And the Packers might be a 7-win team this year. Jordan Love is going into his 4th season. So the Packers have until May to exercise the 5th-year option. So he's guaranteed to make $20 million in 2024, but they have to make that decision next month. He's going to get $2.2 million this year, still on his rookie contract. And he's been there 3 years. He started 1 game, and he's thrown 83 passes. But you saw enough to take him in the first round, move up in the first round to take Jordan Love, and you thought enough of him that you could move on from Aaron Rodgers. I thought they were going to move on from Aaron prior to last season because I think that there was a reason, or at least philosophy in the house. It's like, okay, he's great, but we can't have uncertainty. You got to be there in the offseason. We got young players. I mean, he won an MVP. Can he be an MVP with the Jets? Sure. But I think getting into camp with the Jets is really going to be important. I mean, you can say, I'm not going to do that with the Packers for whatever reason. You can't do that with the Jets. Not with that kind of money that they're spending and getting to know that team and having that team get to know you and watch you. All of those things. Put them under an umbrella and let's see what Aaron Rodgers is able to do now. But for those who think, it's finally over that he got traded, the storylines now are real. And if you say in 2 years from now, assess this, I might have a different opinion than I do right now. Even after next season, might have a different opinion. And I know we love to say who won and who lost. I think both teams won, and I think both teams could lose. And I don't like to go right down the middle of the highway here, but, Jordan Love plays well. They get some draft picks. They move on from Aaron Rodgers. That's a win. If the Jets get Aaron Rodgers, you go to the AFC title game. That's a win. If it doesn't go well, he's less than inspiring, doesn't play nice, that would be a loss for the Jets as well. But it feels like the Jets, it's AFC title game. I don't want to say Super Bowl or bust. I think if you get to an AFC title game, then you got to build on something. Because I think it's really important to almost inspire Rodgers for him to go, I want to come back next year. Because if not, he might look at this and go, I'm done. Or what if they win the Super Bowl and Rodgers goes, that's it, I'm done. I'm walking out of here. I'm going to be Joe Namath walking off after Super Bowl III with my finger in the air. I'm done. I'm out of here. And he's going to wear number 8, which is his number in college at Cal. Joe Namath did say, if you want to use it, you can use 12. And he said, no, I'm going to take my college number there. Yes, he.
The Jets haven't been to the playoffs in, since 2010?
It's been too long because I don't remember when they were in the playoffs.
I think 2010 was the last time they were in the playoffs. So
Correct.
They have to get to a conference title game in order for this to be a success this year. They can't just make the playoffs.
No. They almost made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Okay, how about a playoff victory?
They have to win a playoff game.
How about winning a playoff game?
That would feel like a win.
But I don't know if you ask Jets fans, hey, is that going to be success? You win a playoff game?
It's a rational fan base.
Yeah, of course. That's the problem. They've had hope. Now it's like they got bravado. Now it's one thing to have hope. Now the expectations have been ratcheted up. It's like, man, who are we going to play in the AFC title? Are we going to play in Kansas City? Or is Kansas City going to come to our place? AFC title game. And I'm guessing Thursday night, the Chiefs will play to open the season. Sunday night, Jets at home. And it may not matter who. Okay, how about this? Jets, Bills, Sunday night. Division rivals. DeMar Hamlin may be back for the Buffalo Bills. How about that? It might not matter who is going to play the Jets, because it's going to be a big deal. The atmosphere there with Rodgers making his debut on Sunday Night Football.